Hello, everybody, and welcome into May 1st, 2024. Hello, everybody, and welcome into May 1st, 2024. Well, I guess my audio works because I'm the echo. Forgot I had that turned on. I was watching some things earlier today, before and after golf, actually. So, anyway, welcome in the Zoom homies. We have with us already Rich, Bill, Greg, Sam. Greg, said your name. Jeff Ryman, first from Las Vegas. Alex Cheek, and he's not late. Aaron Gilholm and Chris Garrett. John Williams says, greetings, Kenstat Live in chat. Tony Wallow starts the evening off with a $9. Need to get my eyeglasses checked. A $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Tony. Is always appreciated. Chris Garrett, we have a question right out of the box for Chris Garrett. It says, Chris, did you get your fiber yet?
Nope.
I suggest Metamucil.
Yep.
Couple people got it. Couple people didn't
Beat me
get
to it.
Well, I am the host after all. I get paid the big bucks to beat people to things. So,
Chris, you'll probably get it by 2030.
I bet he has it by the end of the year.
Are you really being that optimistic about it?
Yeah, I'm really being that optimistic about it.
I think it said second quarter of the year, I guess.
Well, you've seen them working in your neighborhood, haven't you?
Right.
Yep, but not every day. I don't know what's going on.
They're union.
The what?
They are union.
Well,
They get to pick and choose their day. So I unblurred. I took the green screen off because I don't like what it looks like. But then it shows the green when I move, so I'm gonna have to not try to move, I guess.
Well, I've been, or my dad's cell phone will no longer connect to our Wi-Fi, regardless of what frequency he tries to connect it on. I mean, he's had his screen replaced, his phone repaired multiple times. So I'm thinking whoever repaired it, they accidentally messed up something with the Wi-Fi chip or the antennas or something, or either that or it's a software bug. It's just time for him to get a new phone.
It's time to get a new phone. He dropped the phone and broke a bunch of stuff, right?
Yes.
So
What kind
rather
of a
than
phone is it?
It's a Samsung. It's a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which he got from Jerry, my stepbrother. But Jerry got it new like 4 or 5 years ago.
it's time for a new one.
it's time, clearly it's time for a new one.
My printer messed up today. Paper jam. I tried to fix it. I couldn't get the paper out. So I said, I just want to get a new printer. It ain't even worth fixing it.
Yeah, I still haven't picked up the printer that my son has for me. I probably will do that over the weekend. It's his birthday, so while I'm there, I'll just go ahead and grab it. I really don't know what I'm going to use it for. I don't have a need for a printer whatsoever. But we'll see. I'll get it, hook it up, and see how it goes. As most of you, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the printer we've had it since 2019 and had absolutely zero issues with it. But it's one of those business class office jet printers.
Right, and you have a need for a printer.
$200 printers.
Well, this time I bought a Epson, and it says Workforce Pro, and it's got the big display screen and all that on it. I didn't like that Canon anyway, so couldn't see the screen.
Yeah, I've had an Epson before, but word of warning: Epson scan software that you install on the computer, Epson scan software sucks. So if you're going to scan with the scanner, I recommend trying to find another alternate scanning software that'll work with it.
Well, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll that's just your opinion.
Does that make any sense to you?
and
No,
it's his
it's called a
experience.
fact.
But Alex tends to think things that happen to him happen across the world, and he doesn't realize it.
Because he's a
It's
politician.
yeah, exactly. It's restricted to Sheridan and his experiences. For example, he had a hard day going out to eat on Monday afternoon in Sheridan, Arkansas. Oh, was that in Pine Bluff? Let
No,
me
it
get
was
my.
in, it was in Pine Bluff. It
Ah,
was
well,
in
see,
Pine
there's your
Bluff.
problem. You were in. Oh, speaking of Pine Bluff, you do know you're getting a Bucky's, right? Oh no, that's Benton.
Yeah, in Benton. That's Benton.
Benton, right? Pine Bluff, Clinton, Benton, not
They're essentially
Blinton.
the same. They're essentially the same thing because they're about the same distance apart
Right, that's
from
right.
my house.
So in somewhere in Texas, we actually went by a construction site of Bucky's, and Bucky's itself is a huge place. You got to see the construction site. The construction site itself is probably 3 or 4 times larger than the Bucky's itself. Because we got off the highway and there's this big construction thing, and I'm like, what in the world? And then when we rounded the corner, it says future home of a Bucky's Beavers at work. Now that could be taken several different ways, as Sam just raised his eyebrows and caught, because I thought that too. Hey, it's out there broadcast. It's nothing I made up. I thought about taking a picture of it, but I thought no, I'll just let it do its thing. So
Yeah, that would have been a good background.
we are family friendly, Chris. We would like to try to keep it that way anyway. Although I'm leaning toward the second half of this year is maybe skirting the line a little bit and seeing how that goes, but I don't know. I did start a Da Vinci project this morning. I've got 2 titles and a little bit of a map in there, and I've got some things to add to it. I'm just waiting for explicit written permission from the owner of what I want to use before I put it into the video. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I just want to make sure that everything is good before I do that, because I sure don't want to get a copyright thing like Doug did, and it's not exposing any information or anything. It just I want to make sure I have this person's permission. Played golf today for 2 holes. The other 16 holes, I don't know what that was called. It wasn't golf. I think I ended up with 2 pars for the day, I think. I got to the point where I was putting with a pitching wedge. That's how bad it was. And Jake was just dying laughing. He goes, what are you doing? I said, what's my score right now? I have no chance of beating you, number one. And number 2, we got like 2 holes to go. I could throw the ball and do better than I'm doing right now. It was horrible. And I got beat really, really bad. I'm going to break one of my own rules. No, I'm not.
Sorry, I wasn't here last night, Ken. YouTube got the better of me last night.
You started watching Tammy and you couldn't get away from it, could you?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't know what my score is because it didn't record the 8-hole score, which is fine because it was not good. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fives, 1, 2, 3, 4 sixes, one par. So it was actually worse than I thought. The first 2 holes, though, they were fantastic. I hit the ball straight, hit the ball long, made my target. Starting with hole number 3, though, I think I was somewhere in Sheridan, Arkansas, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Haven't quite figured that out. Wait a minute, I got my hand over Sam. Sorry about that. That was the mouse, by the way. So, I know I'm going to get in trouble as I am watching Ken carry at the same time and why he's staring at me. Yeah. The question is, though, are you going to get in trouble because you're watching me, or are you going to get in trouble because you're watching Carrie? That's where the real question lies. Did not see Doug today. Obviously, we started playing golf at 11, and even then it was still, we should have started about 9 or 10. I'm tentatively playing golf at 9 o'clock in the morning. I say tentatively because it'll depend on how I feel. I was beat today. I came home and took one Advil per the nurse because it was 500 milligrams. And I'm like, have you looked at me lately? I'm a big guy. I'm a big person. And 500 milligrams, that's like a drop of water. Plead the fifth. All good. Yes. Yes, I agree. So, anyway, I'll probably try to catch Doug either later tonight or tomorrow. And then I've got a lot of catching up to do. Mrs. K and I have got some things written down that we want to do videos on. And she's actually is amenable to doing them this time. So it's that $9.99. She got me up to $9.99. I said, that's it. No more. Not giving you another penny. So
it'll take you till this time next year to catch up. And you'll be tired of catching up that you're going to take another vacation. You're going to have to catch up again, and it's a never-ending, repeating cycle.
I will be caught up by the end of the week. By Sunday afternoon, I'll be completely caught up. And I'll have all the videos done that I want. And I'll have all of Mrs. K's debacle videos cleaned up. She did a good job and she did a bad job. She shot some video today of me playing golf. Most of them were taken in landscape, which is fine because I can shrink it down and change it, the orientation in DaVinci, Greg's favorite subject, and make it look like I want. However, there are a couple of videos that she took that she started out like this, and in the middle of the video she went like this, thinking it would put it in landscape. It does not. It keeps it in the portrait orientation, and it makes for an interesting video. Another interesting thing, and I have to look into this. In the middle of a video, somehow Mrs. K put the video on slow motion recording. Normally I'd be upset about that. However, on the one hole that she did it on, it's so cool other than it's slow motion. But I got to see in slow motion, obviously, but I got to see my swing. And on this particular swing, it was actually really good. The ball, and she caught the flight of the ball, which was really, I mean, when we reviewed it, she says, oh, I got to remember how I did that and start doing that more often. And I kind of agree with that. You'll see it sometime coming up one of these days because I do plan on using that.
So she videotapes you. Well, not I say videotape. Listen to me. She videos it so you can watch it over and see your mistakes.
Yes and no. Yeah, that's the primary reason, Chris, is it gives me an opportunity to see what I'm doing right. It gives me an opportunity to see what I'm doing wrong. And she did it in 1 second increments, seriously, all the way up to 2.5 minute increments, which is fine. Because if she shoots the whole thing, then I've got to go through a 2-hour video and trying to figure out this way. It's just absolutely perfect. For example, there was one shot that, according to the club head, the ball should have never went where it went. And I'm not going to bore you guys with any of that because it's strictly golf, and it's almost like DaVinci. It can be pretty boring. So anyway, tentatively I'm playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. I will let you know tomorrow. So how was things gone for I was gone for 12 days? Everybody, I see you made it. That's good. Jeff's having dinner. Salad again?
Yep, I finally got the last bite in my mouth so I can come out from under the avatar.
I bet your system's kind of going through some adjustment after Friday night's prime rib, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I went on Sunday. I went to my old Sunday place and had New York strip steak for breakfast. Small one, I mean steak and eggs, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we had planned to go to breakfast at 9:30 this morning. Playing golf at 11, I figured 9:30 we can take our time, have a decent breakfast, it can settle, and it'll be all right. 10:40, we're walking into the breakfast place.
Called you. I think it was yesterday. I tried to call you. I think it was yesterday, and she answered and said he's sleeping.
Yep.
Can he call you back or something like that?
Yep. When we got back yesterday, I unloaded the car for her, and I mean I brought every stitch of everything in the house. And as I walked through, I'm like, "Where do you want this?" And she'd tell me, and that's where it got put. In some cases, it got dropped, which I never realized when you drop clothing, it can cause such a problem because the poor clothing might get wrinkled as it hits the floor. Or was it the floor that was the problem? I don't know. Anyway, I brought it all in, got the car squared away, walked in, off come my shoes. I laid down and I slept for about 3 hours. I was beat. I was really worn out. I think Chris figured out last night. I drove for something like 18 hours. I haven't figured it out yet. But I was tired.
The doctor never told me that whether I couldn't sleep on my stomach or not directly after the surgery. But my mom told me she didn't want me to sleep on my stomach right after the surgery, and so this past couple of nights, last night and the night before, she finally said I could sleep on my stomach again. So these are the last 2 nights have been the best night's sleep I've got since the night before the surgery, since Tuesday night before the surgery, because I wasn't able to go to sleep knowing that I have to get up so early.
Alice, don't you have something that you can stand up in that helps you stand?
Yes, but I have not. It's another thing. I have not been getting in it since the surgery because we thought it might affect my incision. So
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying I bet it feels good to stand up sometimes. I prefer to sit down, but I know you get tired of sitting all the time.
no, I really don't get tired of sitting. Believe it or not, Chris. That's all I've done my whole entire life, with the exception of maybe an hour or two a day, is sit. So no, I really don't get tired of sitting.
Have you ever fell asleep in your stander?
No, I never fell asleep in my chair or my stand. I don't fall asleep. To my memory, I don't ever fall asleep unless I'm in the bed. And then once I get in the bed, it takes me an hour or two to go to sleep.
How much memory do you have? 8 gig,
Everybody
16 gig?
Into May 1st, 2024. Everybody welcome into May 1st.
What the heck?
My audio worked because I'm the echo. Forgot I had that turned on. I was watching.
This is perplexing.
I probably have 128, Ken.
So, looking into Zoom, homies.
You forgot about your
128 bytes.
Bill, Greg, Sam.
So I'm trying to figure out where the stream is coming from. I don't have it. I've got it running, but that's muted. And that's at the beginning.
It's rich. It's rich. I think it's rich.
I don't know. Ever since they changed that color from yellow to whatever it is, I can't tell when people are talking. That's
sometimes it don't even light up.
It's supposed to. Maybe by tomorrow I'll be back in full swing and understand how this all works. I don't know. But that was
Did they
weird.
change that with the new Zoom?
Do what, Jeff?
Did they switch that when they issued Zoom 6 or whatever?
When the latest update came out, yes, it has changed, and
now you have a green line around your. Well, I'm seeing a green line around whoever's talking.
That would have been me. Go back to
I
yellow.
see it again.
Oh, yes.
Now me. Now you.
Yeah,
Everybody else lights up when they talk. But sometimes I notice when I talk, I don't see mine lit up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't.
You aren't yelling loud enough then, Chris.
Now, I haven't looked into the new update to see if we can change the color back to yellow or not. That might be something worth researching later on because I don't like whatever color this is supposed to be. It's kind of a green. It's kind of a blue. Oh, speaking of colors,
Mine
saw.
looks like a bright green line. There's no blue in it that I can
Yeah,
see.
mine's maybe because of my background. Mine is. You have to send me an email, DFG Quantum TXM. On the bottom of the screen is my Gmail to get the code for Zoom. You have to send me an email, and we'll get you the code. It's been that way for good long time, and I don't plan on changing it anytime soon. I've got to look
I've been watching Carrie, and Marlena was on there. She's been managing the YouTube stuff, and she did a bunch of administrative stuff to it, and that's why a lot of people lost their mod status.
Yeah, but she blamed it on YouTube, is what I heard. I heard that we kind of discussed that last night after the show, that we all figure it was a internal error from operator, not a YouTube error.
That might be. She didn't say tonight. She just said, if you want your mod status back, ask, and I did, and I got it.
Yeah.
Jim is in there now without a mod status, so he's not completely banned or whatever at this point.
Right.
I don't know if I told you this or.
And I tried to tag her and it wouldn't work.
I don't know if I told you all this or not. I don't know if I told you all this or not, Ken, but Monday after we got home from my grandma's, I thought it'd be fun to fall out of the wheelchair.
Okay, I'll bite. Why do you think it would be fun to fall out of the wheelchair? We all know you weigh 722 pounds.
No, I was trying to use the bathroom, was scooted out a little too far, tried to set up to do something. I couldn't scoot back. Couldn't scoot far enough back.
You do know there's a term called TMI.
Anyway,
do you get what I'm saying? You don't want me to put. Okay, we are a family-friendly channel. That's a subject for possibly after the stream ends.
That's the subject you and Tammy should discuss.
Speaking of Tammy, when's your girlfriend going to come on the stream?
That's kind of like what Doug said this morning to Tim. Too much information, among other things.
Oh, so should I watch the stream from Doug's this morning or not?
What did Tim say?
I'll tell you after we're off the air.
That sounds good. That'll work. That'll work. I did, Tony, if you're watching still, I did dig out your ticket. Oh, cool, look, it disappears. That's neat. There's your ticket. I hope you can see it. No. I do have your ticket. There we go. Isn't that weird that when you hold it the way for it to see, it won't show, but then when you hold it at an angle, it shows? I will get that and some other things into the mail.
Well, I got one too. What the hell?
Hey, yours works fine. Were you at the show?
Yeah, I was right down there in the middle of the stage. Didn't you see me?
Oh, you were that big guy down there narrating it, huh? Okay. I thought you looked familiar. I wasn't sure.
That was a good show, though.
Yeah, it was. I really hate to see it go, but
I'm glad it didn't go on another half hour. An hour and a half was about right.
Right. Yeah. Now when Mrs. K and I saw the first one, total different music, total different thing, basically the same jumping and hopping and falling and all of that, but the music and the theme was different. I'm not sure which one I liked the best. They were both really good. I mean, you could put me in an empty stadium and blare Beatle music, and it would be a good show for me.
Well, I doubt they'll switch it again since they're closing, but I think they switched it every so often just to get people to come back.
Probably.
So they wouldn't see the same thing twice.
Probably. Now, they're closing it in July. Have they set a specific closing date yet?
July 9.
July 9th? Ooh. I wouldn't mind seeing the closing show. However, I have a feeling the prices for that closing show are going to be skyrocket high.
Hey, I got ripped here. My ticket says Kenneth Stout on it.
Does it really? I never paid any attention to that.
Upper right.
Oh, it does. So Tony,
You
I'll
need to see
scratch
Kenneth Stout
my
in the
name
show.
and write your name in there.
I don't know what it was like where you did in the valet parking. The other parking, which I've got the receipt here someplace, now says Hard Rock on it already.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it because the valet. Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I do have that receipt somewhere. The Palms
the
valet
South
is
Park
actually
has-
free. Did you know that?
What's that?
The Palms valet is actually free.
Okay, didn't know that.
I didn't either until we got ready to go, and I went up to the thing and I gave the guy the ticket. I go, "How much are you?" And he goes, "Oh, it's free, sir." And I'm like, "All right, my kind of parking." So, but we did tip him. I did give him a tip.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, a lot of outfits have free valet with the understanding that the guys doing it need a tip, you know.
Right.
And that's only fair to them, in my opinion. But
So, Mrs. K took some pictures of the three hombres playing around. I will show you one after the stream because it's not family friendly. This trip was so amazing. Do what, Chris?
I said, "Oh, come on, you can show it now."
No. I probably would get a strike. We did not do anything obscene or anything like that. It's just,
well, what the hell good is it then?
yeah. YouTube's getting really picky lately. I'm hearing things like the thing with Doug that was, what, almost 2 years ago, 3 years ago from 2021, that he got dinged on it. That's amazing. I did refill out the paperwork. Yeah, he was talking about it Saturday. We were listening to it. I think we
Okay,
were
I
listening
missed
to
that
it.
on Saturday then. I thought I caught most of it. But
Pretty sure we were listening to it. I don't remember if we were listening to it or not, but all right. I didn't watch it last night, so we had to be listening to it. I didn't watch it in the hotel room. Ah, boy, I tell you, this old Mrs. K's birthday, it wore me out. We didn't do anything, just dinner. That was it. So
you got Mrs. K out for the birthday dinner?
we
Was
took
that yesterday?
went Golden Corral. Was yesterday. That's where she wanted to eat. I told her, anywhere you want to go eat, anywhere.
How is your Golden Corral there anyway? Just out
It's
of
pretty
curiosity.
good. Ours is pretty good.
The one I went to for the veterans thing here was pretty so-so. The meat was a little dry. I mean, the beef.
I
it
actually
wasn't what I was accustomed to in Golden Corral back in South Carolina. I
Yeah.
don't think they do a very good job here in Vegas, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I actually ate some broccoli. Actually ate a lot of broccoli. I actually ate some fresh fruits. My weight did not change at all, and that was kind of interesting because I figured I was going to gain a little weight, and I was okay with that. But my weight did not change. What I got to work
Well, we're
on.
using energy driving. I mean, strange as it may seem, if you're under even just a little bit of stress, that burns calories too.
Really?
Yep.
You ate some okra.
How many hours did you drive on that next to last day? You were out there quite a while.
The next to last day?
Well, you were only like, what, half a day on the last day?
No, we were about 7 hours.
Okay.
Just outside Joplin, Missouri, or just inside Joplin, Missouri, all the way to Indianapolis. Oh, speaking of that.
Now, you went from Gallup, New Mexico to where? Joplin?
Just Joplin, yeah. So, there is my warning that I got from the Illinois State Police. I was telling the guys about it last night after Zoom.
Just a warning, though.
Yep, I was following too close, and my frame around my license plate, the veterans, Army veteran, is covering up a little bit of Indiana, and he couldn't read Indiana. So I got
Some
him.
states are getting real picky about the license plate thing. I think Virginia or West Virginia, you really got to watch it.
Well, I don't mind it, and then I started paying attention to other things. I think what bothered me the most is we had passed, when you hit the Missouri-Illinois state line on the western side of the state, every crossover there was at least 2 cops. Some had 3. Every single one of them. The guy that pulled me over was a single. And as we passed him, I've got the cruise set. I'm doing the speed limit. I'm not worried about anything. And I look in the mirror, and I told Lauren, I said, well, he's going to go get somebody. And here he comes, and he gets up close to us, and he slows down, and he's in the passenger or the left-hand lane behind us. So then my gut feeling, he's going to pull us over. I told Lauren, I said, if he pulls behind us, we're getting pulled over. And about that time, he pulled behind us, hit the lights, and pulled us over. So, yes, a warning, but
What, he said you were too close?
he said I was behind the truck. I was probably 2 car lengths, maybe 3 behind him. And he said that was the initial reason he pulled me over. And he said then the secondary was the license plate thing is covering up the state of Indiana. So as I'm sitting in his car, because yes, he put me in the car in the front seat, I'm looking at the license plate number, and I can clearly see it says INDIANA. But it's not the full blockage of letters. It's partial blockage. So I'm like, I don't get it. We got past that. He's a 6-year Navy vet. We had probably a good 10-minute conversation about the military and the way things are going. I did ask him, I said, do you guys have a set amount of leeway for people in the speed? His answer really surprised me. He said they have 0 to 9 mile an hour where it's trooper discretion. Anything over 9 mile an hour, you're going to get a ticket. 0 to 9, it is up to the trooper, whether he's going to ticket you or not. I found that to be very, very interesting. And the only reason I ask him is because speed limit is 70. I put the cruise on 70. I'm running the speed limit. People are zipping by us 70, 75, 80 mile an hour, if not more. And I'm thinking, I get pulled over? So I wanted to get an answer.
Well, you weren't warned for speeding, though.
No. Following too close. John Williams says, a friend of mine lives in Florida, was shopping for a new car, and the salesman tried to sell him an electric car. He was beside himself. Can you imagine trying to leave the state and not have a full battery? I seen a lot of Teslas in California, and at one point in time I started counting them. Coming back, once we got out of California, saw no Teslas until we got to the state of Indiana, and I saw one. Yes,
you didn't
I
see
would
any
be.
here in Vegas?
There was some in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But overall, and I asked Tony, I said, did the governor or did the state provide an incentive kickback to sell and buy the cars? I would probably lean toward yes, they did. There were so many in California, both going in to California and coming out of California. But like I said, once we got out of California and on 40, none, get to Indiana, and we get passed by one. I read an article today, and I don't know if it's true or not, that some of the Tesla charging stations have been shut down. I'm going to look into that more later.
Yeah, we've got one just up the street from me. I don't know if it's owned by Tesla or by a third party.
I don't either. I've got to read the article.
And it's got like 20 stations there, and over half of them had somebody in them when we went to baseball today.
I've seen several cars charging a day at a station.
I would like to know I would like to know the distance a charge gets them. That would be interesting to find out.
Or how long it takes to charge.
That
That would
depends
be the
on
other
the
thing.
type you have. There are 3 levels of charger.
Really?
Yeah, there's The least expensive was one like you'd put in your garage, and that's like an overnight charge.
Okay.
Then there's an intermediate level one. I don't know how long it is. And then there's a quick charge, which really zaps it. I mean, you got a lot of current or whatever. And that one will do it in like from 0 to full charge in like 2 hours or something.
Yep.
My wheelchair is over. My wheelchair is overnight charged. To get a full charge on it, if it's you gotta be overnight. So I can't forget to charge it.
You know,
I think we
I
can
might
pull
be
in.
off a little bit on some of those, but I do know that there are 3 levels, and the quicker it is, the more expensive the equipment
Oh,
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Musk just fired everybody on his charging team.
Maybe that's why they
think
closed
he may be
him.
going to reorganize it with less folks at lower salary.
Possibly.
But see, Ford and some others had worked out an agreement with them so they could use the same connection as the Teslas.
Oh. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he severed that link so that other cars could use it. I've got to read the article.
Yeah,
So,
I saw
anyway.
that. I read a little bit of it and I didn't quite understand. It doesn't have to do with the equipment. He just fired the people.
Huh.
It's
That's
not clear what's going on. Ford
scary.
and whoever else is involved issued a statement saying we have no change in our plans. That doesn't mean Musk won't screw him over somehow. He's
Right. True. I am
he's
going to
all
wrap the
about
show
making a
up.
buck, and Tesla sales are
Yeah, they're bad. Well, it's not an auto sale company, according to Musk. Going to wrap up the show. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank just the generic thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Tony, for the super chat, $9.99. Thank you so much for that. I want to thank Rich, William, Greg, who's asleep, Sam,
No,
Jeff.
I'm not.
You had a rough day today, didn't you, Grumpy?
Yep, I got a lot of accomplished.
I need you to be here. I don't know. Tomorrow afternoon's fine. My grass still needs cut, and I'm playing golf. So, Alex, Darren, Chris, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. YouTube, thank you for being here. You want to join us on Zoom? The email case.z00m@gmail. I will check that immediately after the show, as I always do, and send credentials to anyone that has requested them. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, hopefully. And good to be back. Good to see you guys. Good to be back here doing what I do. I got to go find the Doug button now. I've officially renamed it.